Jeff, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, for sure. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining this morning's webinar. I'd like to introduce our guest, Richard Gassenbeek, who is the co-founder of IXACT Contact. Richard will be demonstrating IXACT CRM system and will be telling you about what their system offers. So I'll pass it over to Richard here.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff. And good morning, everyone. It's noon here, but I guess a little earlier out on the West Coast. I'm in Toronto. And thanks very much for carving a little time out of your day to learn a little bit about IXACT Contact. And in particular, I'm going to share with you, 5 simple steps to help you keep in touch with everyone in your database and to stay organized as your business grows using IXACT Contact's real estate CRM. That's kind of our topic here. So before I jump into the 5 simple steps, the how-to, I probably need to give you a little positioning on the product. What is CRM? What is IXACT Contact? And that's what I'm going to do. So the goal is to keep this within an hour. I will pause for questions along the way, maybe every 15 minutes or so. So if you have a question, just kind of hang tight. I will give you a chance to raise them. If I can't answer them all during the presentation, we can take it offline and I'll follow up later. So IXACT Contact, highest level, what are we? One sentence. IXACT Contact is a real estate CRM and email marketing solution, all integrated into one easy to learn, easy to use system. Also includes a mobile-friendly website. So we're going to kind of touch on this as we go. But before I go much deeper into IXACT Contact, whoops, why is my down button? Next slide, there we go. I'm going to take a moment and just define what a real estate CRM, because I find that not everyone really gets what it is. So CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. So CRM helps you basically manage your customer relationships. It's like a contact management system or a database, but actually it's contact management on steroids. Contact management systems or databases, you tend to think of something static. That's where I put my data and it sits there. A CRM is dynamic. It's a system where it's there to help you grow richer contact profiles, get to know people better, build relationships, drive communications, drive keep in touch activities, and so on. So we're going to show some of that. Traditionally, a CRM, any kind of CRM, helps you do 3 key things. It is a place to store and manage all your data, your contact data. It should help you in some way or other to keep in touch and stay top of mind with prospects, clients, and so on. And CRMs usually include calendar and task lists, so it's also an organizational system that can, if a good one becomes like your virtual assistant. A real estate CRM like IXACT Contact, as opposed to a generic CRM like an Outlook or something like Salesforce.com, it's designed specifically for the needs of realtors. So we have functionality that's very specific to real estate, and there's content in the system that's, again, very real estate specific. If you ask yourself, what's the core raison d'etre of a good real estate CRM? And really that is to help you build long-term a referrals-based business. That's the core, deepest level purpose of having a real estate CRM. So then the question is, well, do I really need one? Yeah, my brokers told me I should use a CRM and my trainer told me, but I don't know. Sounds like a lot of work. I'm going to share a little bit of data with you. There's an online community of realtors called Active Rain. Got about 400,000 realtors across North America. And they did a survey a couple of years ago called Rich Agent, Poor Agent. And the survey had a very simple purpose. It was trying to figure out what separates the rich agents from the poor agents. And there was like dozens and dozens of questions. They looked at everything from, the car you drive, what kind of advertising you do you have an assistant, et cetera, et cetera. Technologies right across the board. And the number one differentiator between the rich agents, which they defined as those who make more than $100,000 a year, and the poor agents, which were those making less than $35,000 a year, number one differentiator statistically, biggest differentiator was that the rich real estate agents used a CRM and the poor ones did not. Interestingly, close behind that was the use of email marketing, and particularly an e-newsletter was also one of the top differentiators. So, if you like data, if you're from, a little bit from Missouri, I'm not convinced, this is pretty powerful data. They looked at 65 factors, different ways realtors can do business, and CRM came out as the number one. NAR also does a study annually called the Annual Home Buyer Seller Survey. And again, so a couple of interesting data points. So number one is that most consumers find their realtor through a referral or through using an agent that they worked with previously. 3 times more found their realtor that way than all other forms of agent or realtor, marketing and advertising combined. So that's what this means is, a lot of agents get trapped in spending huge gobs of money and inordinate amount of time chasing promotional and marketing activities that actually drive a very small amount of their actual business. Over 70% is driven by referrals and repeat transactions with past clients, but they're not putting any of their time and effort into that. They're putting it into chasing, cold lead generation and so on. So there's a really very strong business case for focusing your time and effort on keeping in touch with your sphere, your past clients, your referral sources, because the data says that actually drives three times more business for you than most of your lead generation activity. Last little data point, hopefully this catches your attention a little bit. And this one is pretty well known. Again, it's from the NAR study. And they survey homeowners after a transaction. They ask them, how satisfied were you with your realtor? And the good news is that overall, you guys do a good job. Over 85% of homeowners would use the same agent again or recommend that agent to others because they were satisfied or very satisfied, 85%. And yet when those same people do their next real estate transaction, only 25%, actually less than 25%, actually use that agent that they said they were so happy with. And why is that? It's very simple. Because they've forgotten the name of their previous agent. Because it could be 3, 5, 8 years between transactions. And of course, whose fault is that? Well, it's not the consumer's fault. It's the agent's fault because the agent failed to keep in touch. And if you don't keep in touch with someone, I guarantee you they're going to forget your name. And then even if they wanted to work with you again, you're not getting that business. So again, bottom line, real estate CRM helps you to keep in touch and stay top of mind with past clients and important referral sources. And when we get into the demo in about 10 minutes, I'm going to show you, some of the key sort of ways that we do that. So what is IXACT Contact? Let's go a little deeper. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a real estate CRM and email marketing solution that also includes a mobile-friendly agent website. Mobile-friendly means when they go to your website, it looks as fantastic on the iPad or the iPhone as it does on the laptop computer. The whole thing rearranges itself and presents itself beautifully. So this entire system, CRM, email marketing, and website is all very easy. It's quick to learn and easy to use, and it's all in one integrated solution. Quite commonly, people have 3 different solutions to cover this range of functionality. They've got one company for CRM, they use a MailChimp or a Constant Contact for email marketing, and then they've got a third company providing their website, and we pull it all together. So, some of the key benefits at a little a level up, I guess, from just building a referrals-based business, more specifically how the system helps you. Because we go from website through email marketing and CRM, it really does help you to generate leads through your website and through email marketing. Then it helps you to capture, nurture, and convert those leads into clients. Raison d'etre, core heart and soul of the system is bullet number 3. It helps you to keep in touch and stay top of mind with everyone in your database, right? It's solving that problem we just looked at, where 85% of your clients are happy with you, but only 25% come back to you because they can't remember your name. Number 4, stay organized and in control. And then again, bottom line, pull it together, build a referrals-based business. So there's a lot of real estate CRMs out there. What makes IXACT Contact unique? Number 1 is ease of use. There's a lot of realtors, agents who've been in this business, particularly if you've been in it for a couple of decades. You may have tried CRM back in the 90s or the early part of the last decade and felt burned. It was just too complicated, overwhelming, et cetera. And you probably had a right to feel that way because they were. People were told to go take day-long training classes in class. You had to take your Saturday and go sit in a training class for 8 hours. That's gone. IXACT Contact is incredibly quick to learn and easy to use. So that's a differentiator, number 1. And you'll see in the demo, it's just a very intuitive, easy system. Number 2, solution breadth. CRMs traditionally, it's contact management, right? What we've sort of layered in is a very powerful email marketing solution. And I'm going to talk about literally to the point where you don't need Constant Contact or MailChimp to do some pretty amazing email marketing. The entire system is infused with automation. And this is key because, again, one of the objections to CRM in the old days was, geez, Rich, I just don't have a half an hour or an hour today to put into my CRM. So there was this idea that, you had to work for the software. It didn't work for you. And we've kind of flipped that around 180 degrees. to get your CRM working for you, not you working for it. And it's automation that really provides that. It's automation that turns your CRM, turns Exact Contact into literally a virtual assistant, right? Fourth big differentiator is our concierge service, which simply put means when you sign up for an Exact Contact account, our support team will do everything possible to get you up and running and seeing business value from the system quickly, within hours, within a day or two. This isn't months, and it's all free. It's part of your free trial sign up. When you put all this together, when you got someone's going to help you get out over the setup hump and seeing business value, you've got automation, so the system's doing things on your behalf, and you look at the solution breadth, and ease of use. Put all that together, what you get is a lot of business impact and pretty strong value proposition from the software. All right. So little deeper dive. So what are those of you who had CRMs before? Maybe you have one today, and you're wanting to look at Exact. You're going to want to know what are some of the what I call the CRM and email marketing essentials. So this is a few of them. So the system, unlike a generic CRM, has very rich contact profiles. So you can really get to know people, capture their property history, their buying preferences, their family. It's easy to categorize people. You can track your contact history with people, so every conversation, email that you sent them, and so on. Calendar and task list with automated reminders, and that's key. People love the automated reminders that you can get right on your phone. A lot of functionality in the system to help you keep in touch. So whether it's making sure you never miss a client birthday again, or are prompted to reach out and celebrate someone's move-in anniversary, or just make that quarterly keep-in-touch call that you need to make. A lot of functionality there. The email marketing, there's one key feature I'm going to hold off on for a second. It's kind of the flagship. What I will mention at this point, if any of you are have big databases, maybe you've been doing this for 15 or 20 years, you've got a couple thousand people in your database. With Exact Contact, unlike a lot of CRMs, there's no limits. So what that means is you can send a mass email to any size distribution list you want and send any volume of mass email, in a month. So we don't care if you send a mass email to 50 people, 500, or 5,000. It has no impact on your deliverability. A lot of CRMs, there are limits. One email, I know of one CRM today where a single mass email has a maximum of 300 people on the distribution list. Well, that means if you've got a distribution list of 3,000 contacts, you want to send them all a mass email, you got to do it over 10 days. That's crazy. No one's going to do that. A full library of drip email templates supporting activity plans for keeping in touch with, seller leads, buyer leads, for sale by owners, expires, and so on. And you can create your own beautiful, fully graphical mass emails and even embed video in your email marketing with our integration with BombBomb, which is sort of the bomb in video email these days. Active business area, so this is where you can manage all the data to do with your listings and your closings, and even assign activity plans that prompt you day by day on what you need to do to move this listing forward or to move this closing forward. So again, it's like your virtual assistant. And lastly, automated lead capture and nurturing. So if you're getting leads today, whether it's from our website, from a third-party website, or you're buying leads from lead source, we can auto-magically pull those right into your database, assign them to the appropriate group, and auto-assign them to a nurture campaign. And of course, you get an instant alert, a text alert right away that you got that new lead, but it's pulled into your database. You don't have to worry about re-entering it. So I call that sort of core functionality. Even though not everybody has all those, that's core functionality. These are the real differentiators. Number one is our monthly newsletter. So within our email marketing sort of suite of capabilities, the e-newsletter is really the flagship product. And just to show you quickly what that looks like, I'm going to escape out of here for a moment. Let's just pop over here. So this is an example of what our monthly e-newsletter looks like. It's beautifully presented. You've got your banner at the top, your email header, and if you don't have one, we'll help you create one. It's got your photo, your Remax logo, and so on. It's got a personal message that we write, and it's got 3 articles that we write every month. So our content is written by real estate marketing experts. It's always fresh content, never recycled, and the articles are meant to be sort of educational and informative to anybody who's a homeowner or wants to be a homeowner. So when you send it out with your branding on top, anybody who does read it, they kind of get the impression that, hey, in this case, what's her name? Julie. Julie is really the expert and authority in real estate and homes in my area. So this is just an example. What kind of articles do we write? Things like, assessing a property's long-term potential. It's the little things that boost curb appeal, and 5 questions to ask before you hire a home inspector. So the other beautiful thing about the monthly newsletter is that it's fully automated. So once you set it up, you make a few simple decisions like what day of the month do I want it to go, what time of day. We make sure we got your little email header created. You can go to Hawaii for a 3-month sabbatical, and your monthly newsletter will go out to your database or whoever you chose within your database automatically. You don't have to do a thing. It's literally set it and forget it. So even if you got Exact Contact and only set up the e-newsletter, which I'm not recommending, there's so much more great things that you can do with Exact. But even if that's all you did, and you put your 863 contacts on the e-newsletter, then that would mean once a month, everyone in your database would get a quality, relevant, real estate related communication with your branding, reminding them that you're in the real estate business and providing some valuable information once a month. So right there, you've taken a huge step forward in ensuring that people don't forget about you, because it's that monthly touch at a professional level. I should also mention that although the whole thing is set it and forget it, it's also fully customizable. So if you look at an article and you say, I don't like that picture. I don't have any homes in my area that look like that. Change the picture, change the image. Or if you don't like the way something's written, edit the content. You can even delete entire articles that just aren't relevant to you. Again, maybe you don't like, it's the little things that boost curb appeal because you only work with condo clients, right? You can delete the whole article, and you can add your own articles with a little WYSIWYG editor, which means your articles will have the same look and feel, the same title, first paragraph, made a little larger, and so on. So you can add articles to the newsletter, and they look identical to the consumer as the articles that we write. So you can mix and match our content with yours, but if you're busy, and who isn't busy, you don't have to do a thing. It's going to go for you. Okay, so that's what the monthly newsletter is all about. And as I say, I call it sort of a flagship part of our overall solution because people get such incredible value from it. Next up is our mobile-friendly lead-generating website. I think I'm going to leave, we'll take a quick peek at websites. I can do an entire 1-hour webinar just on the website product because there's a lot there. I think at this point, all I want to do is give you a quick peek at what it looks like, but I'm not going to go into depth in terms of all the features and functionality of the IDX and this and that. But let's take a quick peek, because when I don't do this, people always say, I wanted to see your websites. So I've just pulled up a couple of examples of RE/MAX agents. So, these are templated sites, so there's different template designs. There's altogether about 16 different designs. And you can create your Exact Contact website very quickly. Basically, upload your RE/MAX logo, upload your photo. In this case, it's one big image. Add your contact info, pick a banner image, pick a template design. You can have a slogan like rely on Rachel, expect results, and wham, you have a website in 10 minutes. So the whole thing can be, throw in your social media links to your Facebook page, Twitter, LinkedIn. So in less than 10 minutes, you can have a professional looking website that is fully responsive. And again, what does responsive mean? Let's take a look. I'm now emulating an iPhone 6. So this is what responsive means. The whole thing is beautiful on my iPhone 6. There's her branding, logo, property search, look no further, and so on. So very responsive. There's your menu. So in responsiveness, the menu collapses to what's called the burger bar. And a couple of the other unique features are that content. Well, we provide 16 pages of pre-written content. So when you get your Exact Contact website, you're not staring at a blank container and think, oh my God, I got to write pages of content. It's actually there for you. You can customize it all you want. You can add Facebook and Twitter. In this case, I think this is an example where Rachel took our neighborhoods area and really added a bunch of pages that are specific to her neighborhood. If I click on Brant Hills, I go to a page uniquely, some photos on Brant Hills. She talks about it, provides some information, and so on. So you can do quite a lot with it, but out of the box, it's a complete website. Just to take a look at a couple others to give you an idea of design variability. So Shannon's built one. She didn't even stick with the RE/MAX colors. She just kind of went a little differently. Again, I think, did she go? She didn't customize communities. What did I want to show you on Shannon's? Oh, I think she's got, yeah, she's taken advantage. She's pulled in her Twitter feed. This is all part of the website, and she's pulled in her Facebook feed. I didn't mention the blog. So the website comes with a blog. So in addition to the 16 pages of content out of the box, which again is fully editable to make it your own, we write a blog post for you every 2 weeks. You can also create your own blog posts. So if you're a writer, you can add your own blog posts, and you can mix and match your posts with ours. So you can use just our posts. So every 2 weeks there's fresh content. You can create your own and add them in, or you can turn off our content and just use the blog to provide your own blog posts. It's up to you. So there's a lot there. There's multiple lead capture forms. Sorry, let me just go back to the home there. So I want to show you that, you know, there are lead capture forms for home evaluations, buyers and sellers, and of course a lot more behind the IDX. That's the website, and that's as far as I think I want to go. Some other designs, Joanne Love has a nice one. She's up in cottage country. Leo Desjardins, again, went with a funky color scheme, even though he's with Remax. So, you know, you can kind of make it your own in any way you like. That's the lead generating website. Email campaign reporting, I'm going to show you that later. We have a mobile app. Quick peek at that. Mobile's big these days, so it is worth taking a quick look at the mobile app. And this is what it looks like. So again, I'm emulating an iPhone 6 on my screen here. You haven't actually seen the CRM yet, but just a sense that what would this thing look like on my in the palm of my hand? You know, when you log in, you go straight to your contact database, and you can swipe. Can I do that on the? Does that not work? I have trouble in this emulator making the swipe work. Anyway, you can swipe from right to left, and little flyouts come out, so you can, with one tap, make a phone call, send a text, send an email, and so on. If you want to see the full contact profile, you just click on the name, and it goes right through to the contact profile, where again you've got all the full rich contact profile is there. Main contact info, spouse, partner, addresses, what groups you've got people in, work details, etc. And again, you can tap to phone, tap to text, tap to add a note of what you just talked about, create a follow-up task, and so on. And all the other functionalities there as well, your task list, your calendar, your listings, your active buyers, and so on. So that's the mobile app. Simple, easy to use. People love it. No extra cost. It's just part of, you know, the exact contact solution. If you're using Google, we support Google Sync, which means your Gmail and your Google Contacts and Google Calendar can be in 100% sync in real time with Exact Contact. It's not a process. It's not a thing you do at night. We just set it up, and then anytime you add a new contact to Exact, bam, it's in your Gmail, and vice versa. You know, add a contact or a calendar appointment goes the other way. About 20% of realtors are Mac fanatics, and we are 100% Mac and iPad compatible. And then great solution for Teams, if any of you are in Teams, and I mentioned our concierge setup service. So I'm just going to go a little further here. Almost done the PowerPoint part of this. Do want to call out a couple of testimonials, two from Remax in particular. So this is Dennis Paradis, Remax Hallmark. I believe that Exact Contact has helped me double my business this year. The system is simply amazing. So the key point I want to make is this isn't just, CRM isn't just one of those things that, oh, it's nice, you know, it saves me 5 minutes a day, or, you know, it's not an on the fringes kind of thing. It can actually transform your business, and that's what Dennis is saying. And here's another one I'm going to highlight on the right here from Keith Roy, who's with Remax Select out in BC. Exact Contact offers an affordable program for keeping in touch with our clients and contacts in a strategic way. The system helped us increase our business by over 100% in the 2 years we've been using it. So the system can have a major impact. The value proposition is strong. Exact is $35 a month. It's actually less for you guys. We're an official, proud official partner with Remax of Western Canada. So you guys actually pay a little under $30 a month, but you're getting a CRM, email marketing, newsletter, and website, which, you know, normally would be an awful lot more money than that. So if you like what you see, and again, I'm throwing this out there now in case people can't stay to the end, just go to Exact Contact /RMOWC, which is Remax of Western Canada, RMOWC. Whoops, why is my slide doing that? And you can sign up, and you pay $29.70 per month after an extended 60-day free trial. So you got 2 months to play around with it. Our concierge setup guys will help you get up and running. And and at the end of 60 days, billing will begin. But again, you're getting a 15% discount, it's less than $30 a month. And that's for the whole shebang. The CRM, the monthly newsletter, all the email marketing capabilities, and if you want an agent website, you can have that too. If you want to learn more, go to our website. Ideally, you want to go to. I'll send these slides to Jeff so he has them. But there's a special link so to make sure you get your discount. And if you want to ask questions, there's the phone number, or you can email us. Happy to answer any questions you have. So I'm going to pause for questions, and then I'm going to jump into the demonstration. Jeff, any questions at this point?
No, nothing on my end. That's lots of good information so far.
All right.
I haven't seen any questions come up in our chat so far. Just so everybody knows that there should be a little chat box on your screen. If you do have any questions, feel free to enter any questions into that chat box, and we'll try and answer those at certain intervals throughout the webinar.
All right. So this is Exact Contact. When I log in, this is what I see. I wonder if I can clean up my screen here. This is what I see. And like any good software, there's a main nav bar across the top. We're just going to do a couple of top of the waves things. We're not going to go deep. On my home page, when I log in, what I'm presented with is a high-level summary of my active business, my listings, my active buyers. I can get a quick summary, or I can click right through to the listings and the active buyers. Got a quick summary of any tasks that are due today or overdue, which red means overdue, and any appointments that I have planned for today. If I want to go through to my full task list, I just click on the task list tab here, and it's got my tasks in chronological order. I can drill down for details. I can check out the contact and go right to my contact profile, and I can search and filter my tasks in any way that I like. A common thing that people love is just the ability to say, show me all my keep in touch calls that I have coming up. And this is just a little demo database. I don't have a lot set up, but there they are. These are the keep in touch calls. I can get more sophisticated. I could say, show me all my keep in touch calls that I have to make between today and Friday, because I want to get these all done today because I'm going to take a long weekend, that kind of thing. So you can search and filter your task list any way you like. And then there's a full-blown calendar where you can look at a day at a time, week at a time, month. And again, all this synchronizes with your Google Contacts and Google Calendar, or your Outlook, or Mac Address Book and iCal, for those who are using those features. But you'll notice something's missing. Where's the Contacts tab? How can you have a CRM without contacts? And the reason there's no Contacts tab is your contact data is always available to you in this left column. Some of the old school folks call it an e-Rolodex, because there's the ability to pull up all your contacts by letter, but it's electronic instead of being the old paper version. And it's pretty cool. This is one of the features that makes the system so easy and intuitive, because I could be, let's say I got a great new listing, and I grabbed one of Exact Contact's just listed e-flyers, and I'm preparing to send that out. So I grabbed this just listed e-flyer. I gave it a subject line, 28 Meadowbrook Road, and it's a template, so that I put in the address where it told me to, and I put in the price where it told me to, and I've typed in a bit of data, uploaded a couple of photos, and I realized, oh my goodness, I was supposed to give Stan Novak a call at 12:15, and I forgot. In a lot of systems, you would have to go to the Contacts tab up here, lose what you're working on, leave what you're working on, possibly lose what you're working on. But with Exact Contact, I don't lose anything. Just search by first name, last name, address. And if all I need to do is make a phone call, I hover over the little more info button, and I get Stan, his partner's name, any phone numbers I have for Stan, any email addresses I have for Stan, which I can click on, and his home address. So it's not the full contact profile, but if I'm just making a phone call, maybe that's all I need to do. When I'm done the phone call, I can make a quick note by hovering over the little quick note thing. I just got a quick note, that's it. I just made that phone call, and I fill in whatever, talk to Stan, and I would just make a note of whatever we talked about. Just came back from a great trip in Europe with his wife. They like to go every July. And he's thinking of buying a condo sometime in the spring for his son, who's going to graduate from grade 12 and head off to college. So I would want to make a note of that kind of thing, right? And then of course what I would probably also want to do, he said spring, this is July, And these are the kind of leads that realtors really struggle with, because it's not a right now lead. Anybody who calls you and says, I need to sell my home and I need to sell it right now, you know exactly what to do. You're there this afternoon, you make your amazing listing presentation, and you close the business. But the guy who says, yeah, the next, 8, 9, 12 months, I might be retiring or downsizing or buying a condo, a lot of realtors have no way of remembering that lead and keeping in touch and nurturing that lead. So one thing you can do is you make a quick task to follow up. So you would just go, follow up with Stan re condo purchase in spring. Now this is summer. He said spring. You don't want to hound him about it every month. That would get annoying for poor Stan. But maybe you want to touch base in October and see if he's still on plan to do that. You can send yourself an email reminder, save, and you're done. So I found my info, talked to Stan, made a note of what we talked about, which went right to contact history, and also made a follow-up task to follow up with him in an appropriate time about this potential condo purchase. So there you go. Meanwhile, now I'm done. I finish off my newsletter, my just listed flyer, and I send it out. If I want to work on my full contact profile with Stan, I just click on his name. And now Stan Novak is in sort of the workspace. And there's multiple tabs. The contact profile tab is where I've got all my phone numbers, email addresses. This is where I can see what groups I've assigned Stan to. I can track family members. How did I get this lead? All that sort of information. That's the contact profile tab. We've got a very cool feature called social intelligence, but actually I have to go to a different contact. Because this is a demo database, I have a lot of dummy email addresses, but not for me. So this is actually me. And how did these photos get here for me and my spouse partner, Mary? Well, when you click on the social intelligence tab, it triggers a software algorithm that instantly checks about 95 different social media channels and pulls back data, including high-level summary data about work titles, interests, pulls back photos, and it pulls back probably most importantly, photos are important, but also direct links to contacts' social media profiles, both for the main contact and the spouse partner. So what this means right now, if I wanted to go to Jennifer's Facebook post, I just click on it, and there it is. Uh-oh, hang on 1 second. Yeah, so it's a very, very nice social media integration, because one of the things you may want to do before you pick up the phone, particularly if you haven't talked to someone for a while, you may want to check out, I wonder what Jennifer's talking about or Rich is talking about on Twitter or LinkedIn. So there you go. And if there's multiple photos, I think Jennifer's a good example. Yeah, she's got multiple photos, and Jennifer is a dog rescue lover. She really works hard on dog rescues, hence the dogs. But that's not how I want to think of Jennifer there. That's better for me, so I pick the photo that I like. And then from now on, when I go to my contact profile, these photos carry over. So that's the sort of social intelligence side. It's triggered by email address, so you won't always get a hit. If your contacts give you one email address, but they use an entirely different one for all their social media work, you may not get something, or you get a partial result. But it's still a very, very cool feature. So back to Mr. Novak. I mentioned you've got your activity history, track properties, and so on. The feature I really want to highlight here is the Keep in Touch tab, which is where you can, it's like a little dashboard that pulls together all the things that you will be doing going forward to keep in touch with Stan and Carlita. So both group things like the monthly newsletter, or if you're going to do a client appreciation, wine and cheese party, that you can create in IXACT. You can see if they're invited or not, and change it, at this point easily. And then you can also see whether you're set up to acknowledge their birthday, move-in anniversary, or if you have any sort of keep in touch call set up. Right now everything's blank, and I'm going to show you why in a moment. So that's kind of, I'm going to stop there in terms of orientation. Oh, one last thing. If you want to work on your contacts en masse, So that was kind of diving into Stan's profile, but there's also the ability to pull up your contacts in like an Excel spreadsheet format, either your whole database, or you can search and filter them. Show me everybody's in my A list that was also in my, my HP alumni group that's, had a transaction in the last 2 years, whatever you want. It's pretty simple, but basically you can pull people into a workspace where, again, you can now see summary level information on them, make a note, set up a task, send an email. The moment you select one or more contacts here, it also allows you to do a whole bunch of things like send a mass email to this group, mass assign them to an activity plan, mass assign them to a group, and that kind of thing. You can even mass assign them to a keep in touch call. Okay, so keep in touch calls are really, really cool, but I'm going to actually start here at the high level. So the 5 things that I wanted to, I'm already sort of touching on a lot of them as I go here, but one of the things I wanted to show you was just how easy it is to keep in touch with everyone in your database. So step number 1 is the monthly newsletter. Showed it to you earlier. It takes about 2 minutes to set up. You would set it up right here under the Keep in Touch monthly newsletter. You literally just click on it and you configure what months do I want it to go, what day of the month, what time of day, who's it going to, do I want to include my social media links, that kind of thing, and you're done. But there's a couple other really cool things here. Birthdays and move-in anniversaries are great opportunities to touch base with your contacts. And most people know that. And most realtors over time start to gather birth dates. And certainly if you're doing transactions, you're gathering move-in anniversaries. The question is, how do you systematize it? In most contact management systems or CRMs, you would have to go in contact by contact, go to the calendar, to their birthday, create a birthday reminder or whatever appointment, and then make it recurring annually, and then go to the next contact and so on. And I'm going to show you how much quicker this is. This is, again, another example of automation. The monthly newsletter is a big example, but here's another one. So you have basically the system's going to help you keep in touch with people on their birthday. And out of the box, what we'll do is we'll put birthdays in your calendar with a reminder the day before. If you want to get a little more sophisticated, you can say, what, I'd love to get a heads up 7 days before. Why would you want that? Because it gives you that nanosecond to say, oh, next week is Stacy's birthday. What am I going to do? And it's, oh, I'll just give her a call. Then you just, boom, move on, right? Or if you're going to send her a little e-card on her birthday, fine. But what if you want to do something special? What if you want to send her a bouquet of flowers or get some special gift, or even just put a Hallmark card in the mail? It's no good finding about Stacy's birthday on the day of her birthday because you're not going to get a card in the mail and get it there on time. So that's the reason for the heads up. But the real magic is in the next 2 clicks. Automatically assign contacts to the birthday event, activate the birthday event for all existing. With those 2 little clicks, when I hit save, which I'm going to do, I just told the software, go through my entire database, find every birthday for every main contact and spouse, put them in my calendar with a little 1-day reminder in advance, and also give me a heads up 7 days in advance so that if I want to do something special, I can. Done. So what you might have spent hours and hours doing, trying to find everyone's birthday, create, put it in your calendar and all that, software just did it for you, and it's exactly the same for move-in anniversaries. So if you have dozens or hundreds of move-in anniversaries in about literally 15 seconds, you can tell the system, find every move-in date, put it in my calendar, give me a heads up the day before, and if you want, a little heads up 7 days in advance, just so you, again, can have a choice as to how you're going to celebrate that person's move-in. So between birthdays and move-in anniversary, there's twice a year we're going to keep in touch with someone. I think birthdays are great. Everyone loves to be wished happy birthday, but I think move-in anniversaries are fantastic. And the reason is they're so business relevant, and it's a multi-layered message. When you call someone and you say, "Hey Jeff, it's Rich calling. I just noticed that it was 4 years ago today that you moved into 55 Addington Square, and I was just thinking about you. I really enjoyed working with you. I wanted to thank you for choosing me as your agent. I really it was a privilege to work with you. I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to prove myself, and hope you're still happy with the home. And if you know anybody else, you're not sure if you're thinking of doing anything, or if you're showing gratitude, which is huge. You're reminding them of the great service you provided 4 years ago, right? Remember, 85% of clients will refer you or work with you again if you stay in touch. And it's also a very natural opportunity to say, if I can ever be of assistance to you or any of your friends or relatives, please let me know. So if you're not taking advantage of move-in anniversaries today, do so starting today. If you don't have a good CRM that makes it easy, get Exact Contact. You'll never miss another move-in anniversary again. Okay, so that was really kind of simple step number one, keeping in touch with everyone in your database. Oh, one more great thing. So we've got a newsletter going out once a month. You're going to have an opportunity to reach out to someone on their birthday and their move-in anniversary. But what about good old-fashioned keep-in-touch calls? That may not be enough. So if I open Stan Novak here, I go back to that Keep in Touch tab. I have the ability to say, you know what? I'm going to set up an automated, again, that word automation, an automated keep in touch call reminder. I've got a choice built into the system. There's biweekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annual. So depending on how you run your business, this is now, how you run your business. I might say, hey, anybody is in my A list, I want to give them a call and say hello once every 90 days, once a quarter. If they're on my B list, maybe semi-annual is more appropriate. I'm not going to get to those people as often. If it's a hot prospect, you might want to say biweekly, right? But how do I take advantage of this? It's real simple. I hit activate and ask me one question. We're going to start a 90-day reminder to give Stan a call. When do you want it to start? So if I just talk to Stan, if I haven't talked to him forever, I can start it today. But let's say I just talked to him 2 weeks ago. I could push this out a little bit. Say, we'll start at the beginning of September. Done. So now starting September 4th, and then 90 days thereafter, the system will remind me to give Stan a call. If at any point I don't want these quarterly reminders, I just deactivate it. Or if I decide Stan's moved out of my A list down to my B list for whatever reason, I just change it to semi-annual. I can also mass assign these things. So I don't have to go through my database one by one by one. I could, in list view, and we're back here at list view, pull search the database for everybody who's in my A list. So maybe from my 600 contacts, 150 people are on my A list. I pull those into list view and I mass assign the quarterly keep in touch call to all 150 people. But the beauty is, unlike most systems where if you mass assign a keep in touch call reminder to 150 people, it all shows up today, and then 90 days they all show up again, and 90 days they all show up again. With our software, we'll spread the 150 calls over the 90 days like peanut butter. We've written the software, it just does it for you. So you don't get 90 call reminders every 90 days. Every day you get, 1 or 2, whatever the appropriate number is you just spread it across. So again, very quick and easy to say, A list, I want to make sure I get a 90-day call reminder for all those 150 people. The other 450 people, maybe semi-annual or maybe annual. You got to be realistic about how much time you can spend on keep in touch calls. What are you really going to? There's no point setting up a calendar where I'm going to call all 800 people once a month. It's not going to happen, and actually they wouldn't like it anyway. So but the whole point is, very quickly, you could have the right level of call reminder that makes sense for your business and the level of relationship set up. So just to again show you how that was, I could decide to do a new search. Let's say I do an advanced search. I'm going to pull up a group. I'm going to pull up everyone in my A list. There they are. Yeah, that looks right. Select all. And now because I got 14 people, little database for demo, and here it is, mass assign keep in touch call. I pick the one I want, quarterly. I give it a start date and an end date if I want an end date, and then mass assign. I'm not going to do it because it's going to muck up my database, but that's how easy it is. So there we go. Number one, see how Exact Contact can help you to keep in touch with everyone in your database using an automated monthly newsletter and keep in touch call reminders. So we got that nailed. And also actually number two, we covered it as well. Never again miss the opportunity to wish someone a happy birthday or celebrate a move-in anniversary. Number three, stay top of mind with all your hot prospects so you can get the listing and not your competition. How does the system help you with that, new prospects? So first of all, we have automated lead capture. I can't really demo that. You just have to trust me that if you're getting any leads electronically, we can pull them into your database for you. So let me go back to all my contacts here, and let's say I've got a new contact, Daniela Radinov. So she came in as a lead, and I want to assign her to some sort of nurture campaign. Before I show you how I assign it, you may be wondering, what are these campaigns? So we call them activity plans. Some companies call them action plans. And there are a number of them built into the system. Marketing activity plans are really designed to help you automate the process of keeping in touch and nurturing leads. But there's also listing and closing activity plans, which are really more to-dos, tasks that help you push the process of selling and marketing a home forward, or the closing process forward. But let's focus on marketing activity plans. So there's a number built in the system that makes sense. It's not an overwhelming list. You'll notice every plan is in twice, and the reason is that you can assign a plan to a contact as either an email plan if you have their email address, or if you don't have their email address, you can also, but you have their home address, you can do it via direct mail. There's a letter version. Some people would rather you send them, direct mail than email, because they're getting 200 emails a day already. So you pick. And if you're wondering what do we have? So we have a beautiful plan for it's a 2-year plan for first-time buyers who are currently renting, but they're, within a year or two, they're telling you, we're buying our first home. How do you keep in touch with them, right? We have a longer-term 2-year plan for seller prospects that are, again, thinking longer term. Same for buyers. And then there's some higher touch plans, like a 4-month plan for someone who's pretty, within the next few weeks or months, they're going to pick their realtor because they're going to buy something or they're going to sell something. And then we have also plans for sale by owners and expireds. To see what a plan looks like, you just click on it, and here's the plan. So this is a 2-year plan. It looks like every 30 days something happens. All the content's written for you. The beautiful thing about these plans is, could you imagine trying to write all the communications for something like this? And each communication is custom targeted to the needs, concerns, and issues of this target audience. So our target audience here is renters who are thinking of buying their first home. So, on day number 7, a little email goes out following up. 30 days later, what kind of mortgage can I get? You probably have a lot of questions. Don't let the process scare you. You can just tell by the subject lines. These are very appropriate for someone who's renting and thinking of buying. So they're very well written. They really are well written. You can edit them. So any template, you can edit it or use it right out of the box. The entire plan you can edit, meaning, you can delete steps that you don't like, or you can add steps that you like. So, you can change the structure of the plan, and you can change the individual templates within them. So that's what a plan looks like. How do you assign it? So let's go back to Daniela. I just met Daniela, and I go to my Keep in Touch tab, which we've been to a couple times now. And at the bottom, there's a 3rd section. The first section was sort of the one-to-many things, like having a party, this monthly newsletter. Middle section was the one-to-one things, calling someone on their birthday or their move-in anniversary, or making a quarterly keep in touch call. Those are one-to-one things. And then the 3rd section is activity plans. What activity plans is this person assigned to? Right now, Danielle is not assigned to any, but this is what I would do if I wanted to take advantage of this. So I met Danielle and her husband. They're expecting their first child, and they've told me, within the next year or 2, we're going to buy a home. Our child is going to have green grass to crawl around on. We're not going to stay in this high-rise forever. So I can scroll through the list of activity plans, or if I can just use a keyword search. I wonder if IXACT has any plans for renters. Oh, there it is. To your first-time buyer currently renting. So I pick the plan. I click continue. I have, even at this level, I still have the opportunity to exclude steps or change the timing of steps, but I can't actually modify the full plan. What most people, 99% of people, do at this point is assign the plan and create the selected tasks. So the wheel spins for a little bit. It's kind of doing all the work of assigning all those tasks. Oh, I left out one really important thing that I wanted to mention. I don't know if you noticed, but the plan wasn't just drip emails. There were call reminders built into the plan. So this is a 2-year plan, and I think it goes email, 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 pick up the phone. Email, 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 pick up the phone. So it's really a multi-touch plan. No drip email campaign ever converted a prospect into a client, but it helps you nurture the client, the prospect. Helps you keep in touch with them while all your competition are not bothering because they're too busy worrying about just the stuff on their plate tomorrow. And so it is a mix of drip email and calls, and those calls are strategic. But the way I can see that it's been assigned is here it is at the bottom. So this plan has been assigned to Daniela. Whenever I convert her, when she becomes a client, I click Unassigned Plan, because now it would be inappropriate to continue marketing to her like a prospect. And if I want to see where are those tasks, I just go to Activities tab. I go to Pending Activities, and there it is, out into the future, all the tasks that will, the emails go automatically. That's the beautiful thing about drip email. They just happen. And then, oh, there's those phone calls I was telling you about. We even give you an idea what you might want to talk about. So there's the phone calls that are built into the plan. So there it is. Of course, these tasks fold into your overall task list, and away you go. So that was point number 3, or idea number 3. How do you stay top of mind with hot prospects and longer-term prospects so that you ultimately get, the business and not someone else? How are we doing on time here?
Good,
10 minutes to go.
9 minutes. I've seen a few questions come in over the last few minutes. Did you want to take a couple of minutes to answer a few questions, or did you want to save those for the end?
You know what? Let's do that. I think I'm in good shape on time. I only have 2 more things to show.
Okay.
And yeah, let's take a couple questions now.
Okay. Yeah. And are you able to see the questions on your screen, Richard?
No.
Okay.
Can you read them to me?
I'll read them off. Yeah, for sure. The first one is from Daryl. It says, regarding the website, can one upload their own custom banner image?
The answer is yes.
Yes. All right. And second question also from Daryl, can you customize the message in the monthly e-newsletter to reach specific sections of the database?
No, not, there is a way to do it. It's cumbersome. Very few people do it. Basically, the newsletter, you can customize it, but you customize this month's edition. It's not really structured to create a version of the August newsletter for, the Penticton people and another version for another group of people. So that's not so easy to do.
All right. Okay. And next question again from Daryl is, Mac users, how does one import a database, and in what format is it required to be in?
Mac users, so I'm not technical, so I don't exactly know how we do it, but I know that we import databases for Mac users all the time. Basically you export your data from your Mac address book or Mac, I forget what they call it. There's a new phrase for it now. It's not called Mac address book anymore. But if you can get your data in electronic format, we'll import it for you. For people who are non-technical, we've helped thousands of people like this. I use a Mac, my contact data is there, but I have no clue how to get it into electronic export for you guys. One of our support guys will do a screen share with you. They'll help you create that export from your Mac address book, which you can then email to us for us to upload. The other alternative sometime, rather than doing the whole export-import thing, we could set up the synchronization. And you literally have all your contact data in your Mac. IXACT Contact, when you create your account, it's an empty shell. We set up the real-time sync, and the first thing that's going to happen is all your contact data from your Mac will get populated in IXACT Contact. But I'm not a technical expert. The guys they're consultants in this area, because we've uploaded data for tens of thousands of realtors coming from every source imaginable. And all I know is this: if your data's in Mac, that's not going to be a toughie for our guys.
All right. And the last question is from Olivia. Are you able to leave the app open on your phone without having to sign in each time?
You know what? I have no idea. So I'll have to get back to Olivia on that.
All right. Fair enough. Yeah, that was all the questions we had up to now.
Cool. So let me push towards the conclusion here. We got about 5-6 minutes to go. There's 2 more quick things I want to show you. One of them I talked about already, which is the power of email campaign reporting. And I'm actually going to sign out of the, actually no, I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to talk a little bit about the active business side. So, one of the great things that a CRM helps you to do. Sorry, someone needs to mute. I'm getting a lot of background noise there. It might actually be you, Jeff. If you could just hit your mute button there. Anyway, I'll keep going. Much better. So, we focus a lot on the whole CRM side. Keeping in touch with people, staying top of mind, making sure they never forget about you, building your profile as kind of the real estate, expert and authority with your sphere of influence, your database. But what about the whole organizational side? Beyond the fact that, of course, the system is really acting like a virtual assistant in terms of your keep in touch marketing, there's also the active business. So there's a tab here, active business. And this is where you have all your listings that are open. all your active buyers that are actively in the process of buying a home, and you've got your full business history at the bottom here. At this page, each thing is just a little one-line summary. You can click through to the contact. You can see the current status, when the closing date is. You can add notes and generate a service report. But if you really want to work on the listing, you click through to it. So now I've pulled the listing into the work area, and you'll notice in terms of the user interface, you notice how this looks just like when we were in a contact. Instead of saying Stan Novak and Carlita, it says active business, but second layer tabs. So the software, very quickly, you get how it works. You never get lost 8 levels deep and wondering, where am I? How did I get here? How do I get out? It's pretty straightforward. So when we go into the listing, first thing we have, first tab, is basically all the information related to that listing. Listing status, who you're representing, seller, buyer, or both, prices, commission rates, listing start date, end date. Do you want that end date in your calendar? Do you want a reminder? Commissions, and so on. And then, as it moves forward, you just enter the selling price. It automatically calculates, percentage of asking price, and automatically calculates commissions and so on. And you can track all your dates, all your key dates and milestones, offer accepted, conditions date, inspection. And of course, as you add these dates, you can also say, yeah, put that date in my calendar. And if I want, give me a reminder X days before. A great example might be the, closing date or whatever you want in your calendar. So as many conditions as you want. If there's not enough fields here, you can actually continue to add all the key dates that you want. And then there's the property summary. So all this property data was pulled over from the contact record. So when we created the contact record for Sal Andrews, one of the tabs in that contact profile was actually properties. So we enter the data. This is Sal's property. When he lists it, we pull all that data into the listing, which we're looking at here. So having all the data consolidated in one place is very cool. But a lot of the sort of virtual assistant power comes from the calendar and the automated reminders, and also from the activity plans. So marketing activity plans are all about communications. Listing and closing activity plans are all about tasks. So how do you assign a new activity plan? Well, because this is in listing status, it only shows us listing plans. If this had moved to a closing status, a closing plan would show up. But we're just going to pick, 3-month new listing plan. And again, it's a bunch of to-dos, starting with today. I got this listing today. So the system is telling me, let's try and get that for sale sign up, enter it in the MLS, stage and photograph the property. Tomorrow, 28th, we'll create the feature sheet, create a just listed flyer, and all these tasks go into my task list. Now, if this is too aggressive, I look at it and say, wait a second, there's no way I'm going to stage and photograph the property tomorrow. June, who's my photographer, is not even available till Monday. I can change the date. I say, you know what, I'm going to make that Monday the 31st. So you can move around the dates, delete steps that don't make sense to you, but when you're done, you create you assign the plan to the listing, and now it's assigned. How does that show up? It shows up as a bunch of tasks. So now, Exact Contact, like my virtual assistant, each morning, as I'm having my cup of coffee in Starbucks or at my kitchen table, whatever, I open Exact Contact on my laptop or on my mobile phone, on my phone, and it'll show me day by day what I need to do. So it shows me all the tasks I need to do. As I do them, I just hit click completed, moves it from pending activities to completed. So it's like my virtual assistant, keeping me on track and telling me what needs to be done. And the activity plan supplements all the milestones and key dates and those reminders. So instead of lying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning staring at the ceiling, because I got so many things running around in my brain and I'm worried that I'm dropping the ball and missing appointments and missing milestones, you have your coffee, you read your task list for the day, and you get it done. You can also track related parties, showings, documents. You can upload unlimited documents that are related to that transaction. You can also upload documents tied to a contact, but we're in a transaction right now. So that's the active business area. And again, it's like a virtual assistant, helping you stay organized and in control as your business grows. Most realtors can handle, one listing a month or whatever, but you start juggling 2 or 3 listings and some active buyers and so on, and you need help. You need to systematize your business, and that's where Exact comes in. The last thing I want to show is the campaign reporting, and I'm just going to pop out because I can't show it in my demo database. I need to go to a database that actually is a production database that we use internally, because we actually do email marketing to prospects and partners through Exact Contact. Even though we're not realtors, we're a software company. We love using our own software. So I'm going to go to mass email, and what just happened? Oh, there we go. You'll notice this is a much bigger database. So 31,000 contacts. So I think I have one of the largest databases of any Exact Contact user in the world. Not many realtors have 31,000. So it shows you also something about the scalability of the system, that it can handle 31,000 contacts. But let's go to campaign reporting. And what you see, there's two sections. The first section shows you who's opening your drip emails. So if you do have, remember we assigned Daniela to a drip email campaign. Maybe we assign all our new prospects to drip email campaigns. It's that ability to see who's opening what emails when. Hang on one second. I may have just frozen my system. Let me do this. I have a lot of stuff open. That sometimes gets in my way. That's demo gods striking me. I froze my system. Very strange. But the idea is that you can see who's opening your drip emails in real time. So you can go into campaign reporting and look at it and say, oh, look, at 9:43, Jackie Smith opened that drip email about, bet you're worried about the process or something. So I can see which ones they're engaging with. But then you can also look at your mass emails, and oh, there we go. So this is the activity plan auto send email opens. And we have a big database. We do a lot of email marketing. We walk our talk, by the way. We practice what we preach. So I can see that Eric just opened about a half hour ago, hour and a half ago, drip email called Build Your Contact Management Database Faster Than Ever. It's part of a plan called Lead Nurture Plan New, and so on. So that's my drip. And then, whoops, my mass emails are down here. You can open up this month, last 6 months, whatever you want. I can see that this month we've done 12 mass emails. I've had 10,770 opens. Overall open rate 24%, click-through rate 2%. What I really want to know is how a specific email performs. So we do a partner update, and I can quickly, to see what that looks like. I see some high-level stats. Looks like my partner update got a 25% open rate and a 2.3% click-through rate. But what I really want to know is, and imagine this is your just listed e-flyer. Forget Exact Contact's partner update. You set a just listed e-flyer for 55 Addington Square, and you're dying to know what people thought of that email. Send it to 430 people. So first thing you want to know is who opened it. And we just go through to the details. The system opens are also called hits. So I can see that a bunch of people opened the email and how many times. So it looks like Chad Galladay opened this email 9 times, Terry Cargis 6 times, and so on. When you see a high open number, hit number, either high single digits or certainly into double digits, it's a sign that people are interested. Either they're coming back to it over and over again, or maybe they forwarded it on to others who open it. Because if I forward an email to someone and they open it, Exact Contact won't show me their name. That would breach privacy, but I can see the open. So when you see 9 or 12 or 15 or 20 hits, that's a good sign that this person is sharing this email with others. So that's a sign of interest, right? Good thing to know. But even better is link analysis. So remember that just listed e-flyer, or perhaps your monthly newsletter. You've added your own article, thrown in a call to action. Maybe you're featuring a hot new listing you just got that you think it's a big win for you. It's a feather in your cap. You want to feature it. You want to drive awareness of it. So you've got a call to action. Click here to learn more about this beautiful home, which of course would take them to your listing. But you want to know who opened it and who clicked on it. So these are all the links that are in your email. I want to see, I wonder who clicked on this third link here. I click details, and there it is. So I know that Steve Penner, Jackie Harrison, etc., clicked that link to learn more about this beautiful home. What do you do with this data? Well, you wait a day or two, and then you give Steve a call. And you say, hey, Steve, it's Rich calling. Listen, how you been? We haven't chatted for a while. I just got this amazing listing in the Bridle Trail area. It's a phenomenal home. I thought, I sent out a little flyer to a bunch of people. I can't remember if you were on the distribution list, but I just thought I'd give you a call. And you won't get any further. And Steve's going to say, Rich, I did get your flyer. In fact, I'm very interested. I've been looking at it. I was meaning to call you, operative words, I've been meaning to call you, but, Penny's got the flu, and I got to get Sam to a rep hockey tournament. Bam. But by the way, does it have 5 bedrooms or 4? Whatever. And you've just generated potentially an extremely high quality lead, and that's the power of campaign reporting. So I'm going to wrap up there. Just go back to, if you don't have a CRM today, get one. Or if you have one that you don't like, either if you don't have one or you hate the one you've got, give IXACT Contact a try. With RE/MAX of Western Canada, there's that link again at the bottom here. You get 60 days to try it for free. You get our full concierge service to help you get your data uploaded and get everything set up that you want to take advantage of, whether it's the website, e-newsletter, Google Sync, automated lead capture. We get it going for you. And then after 60 days, $29.70 a month. Thank you very much for your time. I'll open it up to questions again. I apologize, I went 5 minutes over. My bad. Hopefully you found it interesting and possibly even picked up a couple of ideas and tips and tricks along the way, regardless of what CRM you're using. Jeff, any questions or comments at this point?
No, I haven't seen any other questions come in. It's a great presentation. Oh, actually, I see just a thank you from Daryl. That was a great presentation. It's a very impressive system, actually, as well. And,
wonderful. Well, please spread the word, guys. There weren't many folks on the webinar today. I think we got, what did we have? About 4? Oh, we have 6 or 7 people on the webinar.
We're actually up to 9 at one point.
Oh, so. Were we? Okay.
Yeah.
So we got 9 people out of 6,700 RE/MAX of Western Canada agents. So guys, I need your help. Spread the word. Tell your colleagues. Tell your friends.
So we call it potential, right?
It is a great system, and we are a proud official partner of RE/MAX of Western Canada. Would love to, grow our business with you guys. And it's kind of the special pricing. It's a 1-year sponsorship as an official partner. Take advantage of the 60-day free trial and the $29 price point. Take advantage now. There's no better time than right now. Mm-hmm. Thanks again. If there's any questions, where was that contact info page? Yeah, there's the phone number, 866-665-0018. Give me a call. Happy to chat with you, or just send an email to info@, and we'll go from there. Jeff, thanks for setting this up. Thank you, everyone, all 9 of you, for spending some time with me today, and look forward to moving forward.
Yeah, thank you very much, Richard, and thank you everybody for joining today. And we look forward to seeing everybody at a future webinar. Okay, everybody have a great day.
And at Activate as well, by the way, going down.
And at Activate, there we go.
Yeah. All right, have a great day, everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, everybody.